Hi guys, as you can see the Bullet engine is now back together. If you've been following the other videos you'll know that there was a partial seizure which had the old rings seizing into the piston. During the whole process of fixing this I found several faults. The actual nature of the seizure, it transpires, was the piston skirt to bore clearance not being wide enough for the iron barrel and aluminium piston, and in addition to that it had some work done before which was probably not the best I've ever seen. So if you've been following the others, obviously you'll know that I've cleaned up the bore, rehoned it, cleaned up the piston, which was actually in good condition, fitted new piston rings, and the whole thing has been cleaned and reassembled. The oil pump has been stripped, inspected, and the discs lapped in, and everything's been put back together. The head's been torqued down, and the valve clearances have been set so that they're at 0 with a coal engine. The battery has been on charge, so much of today, although I don't hold out great hope for it, I think it's past its best, and I've got the tank to fit, but at this point I can actually try firing it up, which will be the first time in a long time, and hopefully it will all go well. I've got a couple of things against me currently, one of which is, as mentioned, that the battery has seen better days, and because this has an electronic ignition system, that's actually a downside, because an electronic ignition system likes a good battery to provide a good fat spark. And the other thing I've got slightly against me is, although I've got plenty of petrol in the fuel tank, it is quite old, so it might be a bit stale, but hopefully it will fire up and run. So initial settings, I've set the valve clearances, the carburettor's been stripped, cleaned, reassembled, and it's set to an initial setting of 1.5 turns out of the air bleed screw. And it's running the stock jet, although I've got a short silencer on. It isn't a straight through silencer, it is actually baffles. So it shouldn't be hugely different to the original torpedo silencer, although it's much smaller and lighter. That's pretty much it at the moment. Oh, the air filter. I've done away with the old convoluted air cleaner system which used the tea-caddy type box, fed via a pipe, via the right hand toolbox, via a circular air filter, via a rubber tube at the bottom, which frankly is just doesn't make sense to me. It's ridiculously convoluted. I don't see the point of it. So I've done away with that, freeing up the right hand toolbox for use as a toolbox, or something to keep your snacks in, or whatever you fancy. And I've fitted one of the original tea-caddy silencers and the appropriate filter. So tank to fit. Quick check all round just to make sure I've not missed anything, battery to refit, and then we're good to kick it over and see if it'll fire up. So there we go, tank back on and looking more like it should. And now the battery, and then get it into position to get it fired up. So here we go, the battery's back on, the tank's on. So fuel on. See that going into the wee filter at the bottom there. I'm going to give that a minute to fill up the float bottle. And in the meantime, just to get things moving through and decompressor in a couple of kicks to help suck the fuel through. So, compression, decompressor, and just take it over top dead centre. Ignition on, choke on. Okay, that's promising. We'll try some kicks with the choke off. Certainly sounded like it wanted to fire. That one kicked back. It's backfiring through the carburetor there, but okay, a little bit of fine tuning there. It certainly doesn't like the choke at the moment. Turn the idle speed up a little bit. Pleased with that, that's cool, it's starting to move in. Certainly the battery could be better, obviously the fuel's not as bad as I thought. And a little bit of fine tuning, and it should be good. Just a few little bits and pieces to clean up now. And that's all but ready for MOT again. So I hope you enjoyed this, thank you for watching.